Hello, this is Graham here. Now in this video we're going to be looking at the theme of Bucha as we see here in the Western media. Before that, I'd like to say thank you for your response to my last documentary on my near 3 weeks in Ukraine, the Chernihiv area. Now for almost all of that time I was out of signal, out of contact and also on foot, and also all of the time couldn't be devoted to solely journalistic activities. Things like sourcing food took time there. I was living with a babushka there, so helped out around the house, that kind of thing. And then when I was able to film reportage, there was immediately a real rush to get that processed and then go off roaming, looking for some signal somewhere to get that uploaded for you. And also when I had some signal, then obviously, as we all do, I would record a WhatsApp video or two for friends and family. Now, as a journalist, since, as we can say, the very start of things over 8 years ago, I've had my principles, which are, as they ever were, absolute, uncompromising, solid and of complete integrity. And those principles are that I've only ever reported on what I've seen myself, not only what I know to be the case as a journalist, but what can be shown on video, so what I've filmed and what can be objectively proven by video evidence. Now, I've seen a lot of comments on my recent reportage and documentary, either asking for my view on events in Bucha, and in fact many replies saying that I won't dare comment on that, etc. Now, I'm a completely independent journalist, beholden to no one or country, so I can comment on whatever I choose to. About Bucha, let me say this: the position of the West is clear, and their position is that it was a terrible massacre, a genocide by the Russians, war crimes. The position of Russia is that it was a staged provocation by the Kiev regime, designed not only to discredit Russia, but to provide a platform, a justification for the supplying of more arms, more weapons to Kiev, to Ukraine, from around the world. Now, in my near 3 weeks in the Chernihiv area, I was less than 200 kilometers from Bucha, but never actually there, so I simply cannot say for sure what took place there. But I can say this, that in my time in the Chernihiv area, and I pounded those streets every day and for weeks, I never saw any inappropriate actions by Russian military forces, by Russian soldiers towards civilians. And of course I saw Russian military there. There were movements of military, etc., and things that I didn't film because that would have been espionage and not reportage. But not only, and I will reiterate this point, did I not see anything inappropriate by the Russian side, Russian soldiers, I did see them giving out, administering humanitarian aid to local people and interacting with them on a human level. So if you're telling me, as the Western media are, that less than 200 kilometers away from where Russian soldiers were behaving professionally and decently, they were acting in a completely different and an absolutely barbaric way, again as the Western media portray, then my own view, and in fact this is simply an objective fact, is that that is absolutely inconsistent logically. That is that what I've seen, filmed, shown, what you've perhaps seen, the reportage from the Chernihiv area of Ukraine, of Russian troops acting professionally, decently on and off camera, and we're supposed to believe that some 200 kilometers away they were behaving in a completely different, barbaric manner. As I say, it is absolutely logically inconsistent. However, I'll say this, from a journalistic point of view, before Russian forces left that area of Bucha and around, they should have had it filmed to show the reality, to prevent the very situation we have now, where Russia stands accused of all sorts of war crimes, and their defence against those accusations is drowned out by a wall of Western media, Western government accusations. To expect anything less than malignant misinformation, manipulation, staging and provocation from the Ukrainian and Western side is to be entirely naive. Russian forces have now left the Chernihiv area in which I was based for those weeks, and there have been, and this I will make this point, I will hit this hard, because this is key, there have been zero accusations towards Russian forces of any impropriety there, absolutely zero, and there couldn't be. There could not be, because as I say, I was there for all those weeks, filming everything there was to show there. About Bucha, I wasn't there, but I certainly know what I believe. However, from a professional point of view, as a journalist, I cannot say definitively what happened because I don't have the video evidence to support that. But I can say this, that in making your decision, you should look at all the available evidence before coming to a conclusion which is consistent with reason, rationale, and evidence. Thank you for watching this, thank you for being with me, and stay with me for more to come.